Alright, I'm going to do a trickster tale about the raven, because we are working on trickster tales, and in this story, we'll call this Raven and the Golden Rule. Once upon a time, Raven was a very, very fun-loving, food-enjoying bird. So what he did is he went to this festival uninvited. When he landed, he flew to this festival. When he landed, he looked around and saw that the food was covered with beautiful delicacies like lobster tails and crab and samosas and curry chicken and wild rice, and everything looked so delicious, and he had to have all of it. So he ignored all of the guests at this celebration, and they were all looking at him as he just went straight to the food table and started filling his belly, filling his belly, filling his belly. And then he started going, and people were watching him fill his belly up, fill his belly up. He ate half of the food at the festival. Half of it. They were so angry. The chefs were so angry. The chefs came out and they said, "Who ate all the food? Oh my goodness, we cooked for days and prepared for days. Who ate all our food?" And all of the people looked at the chef and they pointed to the raven, and the raven was dancing on the dance floor, enjoying himself. He was like, "Look at me, look at me," and his belly was all big, jiggling around. And the chef said, "Oh my goodness, that was an uninvited guest. I've got a plan." So he told his sous chef, his assistant, to go and find the hottest pepper he could possibly find. And so the sous chef went and he dug into his drawer, and he found one wrapped in a golden foil. This, on the foil it read, "The hottest ghost pepper of all time." He said, "This must be the one I was looking for." So he took it to the chef, and he handed it to the chef. And it was like, when the chef looked at it, he said, "Oh," it almost sang to him. So he picked it out of the sous chef's hand and said, "Wow, you found the perfect ghost pepper for this occasion." He was watching as that crow who destroyed his wonderful display of food was dancing and frolicking and having so much fun, the uninvited guests must pay. So he took the ghost pepper and he put on rubber gloves because he was afraid that he would hurt himself with this ghost pepper because it was so hot. Even if it touched your skin, the oil from it could maybe bubble your skin and make it blister from the heat. So he had to use the rubber gloves. He opened it, peeled the golden foil off, and he stuffed it into a lobster tail because he was sure if this raven is going to eat so much food, he must be eyeballing this particular lobster tail because it was so plump and juicy. So he stuffed it in there, and he put it down, and he grinned as he walked, and went back into the chef's room and just peeked. So you've got the little raven, and he's dancing, dancing, dancing with his belly jiggling, jiggling, jiggling. And he said, "I feel a little bit hungry now that I'm done dancing." And he went back to the buffet table, and it was full of, not full, but half full of the remaining food, and all of the other people were looking as he just stuffed his face, stuffed his beak, full of more food, and then he saw, "Oh, look at that. It's the juiciest, plumpest lobster tail I've ever seen. I have to have that." So he picked it up, raised it above his beak, and dropped it in. And everybody looked, and they were like, the whole entire crowd at the festival looked at him. And the chef from behind his hiding place looked at him. Glory. And the raven changed his expression. He was like, his feathers shot out from his body. His wings started flapping. And he says, "Oh, oh, oh, what is going on with this lobster tail? It's hotter than any lobster tail I've ever eaten." everybody laughed and said, ha 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 ha, you got what you deserved, Raven. And the Raven was like, caw, 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 what are you talking about? And so the chef came out from his hiding place and said, got you. You should not do what you did. You were not invited. And you could have been a kind guest, even though you weren't invited. And you could have been more of a good citizen and perhaps eaten a little bit less and we wouldn't have noticed you. But you were so selfish and so irresponsible and so unkind to everyone else. Everyone here also wants to eat at this festival. And so Raven looked at the chef and said, oh, go. I'm so sorry. And then he said, okay. Now, will you treat people with respect and follow the golden rule of do unto others as you should have them do unto you? And Raven said, go. Yes, I will do so. But I'm burning up. Save me, save me. And so the chef said, bring out 10 gallons of milk for this Raven, because milk will save your taste buds and stop the burning. And so Raven said, okay, thank you. And so they brought out 10 gallons of milk. Raven drank all 10 gallons, and his belly was really big by then. And he didn't have the strength in his wings to flap off. But after he made his promise, he held to his promise that he would be kind to others and follow the golden rule from now on, as he waddled off and gave everyone at the festival a hug. Sorry.